Hello, it's Valerie here. How y'all doing today? I'm out here in my greenhouse because I need to come get a crate because I'm going to be potting up my seed cell tomatoes soon. And so I need to walk down to my barn and get a bunch of pots. But I came into my greenhouse to grab a crate to carry them in. I'll probably be out here working on filling pots with soil and potting up things that needs potted up. So I thought that I would just bring you all along for the process and you can see how I go about doing this. First thing I'm going to do is grab this crate here and we're going to walk down to the barn and grab pots. Okay guys, that wind is really cold. It's kind of mild out today, but when that wind blows, it is almost freezing. It can make you think of winter. Alright, I forgot this had been put out here, so let me move it out of the way. And these right here are the size pots I want. I'm just going to grab some stacks and start stacking them. I have no clue how many's in each stack, but I need several. Alright. That's the pots that I am taking up to the greenhouse with me. Now I need to put this thing back in. Alright, I'm going to grab these and carry them back up to the greenhouse. Any pots that are like this that are damaged or broken I won't use. Alright, I have my pots in here now, so that way later whenever it's time to come fill them. Use the excuse, oh, I've got to go all the way to the barn to get the pots before I can fill them, because they're already up here. And though it may seem like a little thing, that was kind of the biggest hurdle of me wanting to come out here and fill them, is I just didn't want to walk down to the barn beforehand. But now that it's already done, when I get the urge to put dirt in pots, I'll be able to just come right out here and go ahead and do that. It's the middle of the night and I decided to come out here in my greenhouse and get some pots ready for potting up. I'm just going to start filling them with soil and then I can come out here and pot up what I need to. I have some tomato seedlings that definitely need separated. I think I keep mentioning those. I know the lighting is kind of off, but I've got artificial LED lighting going on in here, so I'm sorry if I'm talking about down things or if I seem like I'm talking about negative things, but life's been a little heavy lately. I mean, nothing's going on, it's just me. It's just, I get so excited for the planting and growing season, and then sometimes when it's here, I just start to get like, I don't know, before season depression sets in sometimes. It happens to me whenever I'm due to go to like a music festival or something I really enjoy. I'll be so excited or so excited, and then like a day or two before I get really depressed sometimes. And I'm usually able to snap out of it pretty well. I think it's just one of the forms that my social anxiety takes. It sometimes results in maybe depression or just apprehension. But I get that way about the gardening season sometimes too. Like I'll look forward to something, look forward to something. Then when it's finally here, it's like I just take a dip the opposite direction, and I don't know what that is, but here I am, and here we are. So I'm just going to pour all of that emotion into my work and into my garden. And if nothing else, I'll at least have a garden to show for it. So let's get potting. I got this big bale of Pro Mix biofungicide microzoa soil that I'm going to cut open. And what I usually do is I'll pour it in like a 5-gallon bucket And then I'll pour some water in there and I will get it nice and moist, and then I'll start filling pots. I had my door open for a minute and it got chilly in here, so I thought I needed my coat. But now the door's closed, it's getting nice and toasty, which is honestly a great sign for all my little seedlings. So I'm just mixing the water and the dirt together. And if it's too wet, then I'll add more dirt. And if it's not wet enough, I'll add more water. I like to make sure my soil is good and moist before I start seedlings or before I transplant. I'm going to turn something on to YouTube to watch while I hang out with you and put soil in pots. Last year at this time I was fighting COVID, so this is kind of where I dropped the ball on my seedling sale last year. I couldn't do it. I had to admit to myself that I couldn't do it anymore. So that let a lot of pressure off of me, and I was able to just heal. But this year I'm glad that I'm able to be sitting here doing this right now. So I'm back in my greenhouse tonight to pot up some more tomatoes. It's quite nippy outside, but it's nice and warm in here. I have one of these little heaters. It's on a thermostat, but as you can see, it's putting out a good amount of heat. So even though it's cold outside, I'm toasty in here. I ended up potting up my tomatoes instead of just filling pots. So I did a couple of my tomato varieties and got those potted up. Let me show you. Well, you can't see. I'll bring it up here to the light. I just got some tomatoes potted up. I only did 2 varieties because I wasn't expecting to pot them up, so I didn't have tags with me. But so I did one variety and put it on one side, and did another variety and put it on the other side. So I know that the ones on this side is like type A, and I know the ones on this side is type B, for instance. I can't remember exactly which ones I potted up, so that's why I'm not saying the name, but I'll tell you here in a second. I have tags for all the ones I've got potted up and all the ones that I'm going to tag. I came out here and I counted how many I needed of each type, and I made tags for those. Now, there may have been a couple that have germinated since then, and if that's the case, I will just go ahead and write them by hand, or you know, go print them up a couple tags real quick. I'm not sure, but I do want to say that I use these waterproof labels. They're Avery waterproof labels. Let me see if I can find a number for people who would be interested in. Waterproof film and sure feed is what it says. I print up the names of the tomato on the label, and then I put them on the tags. And if you're going to do this, it's important that you have a laser printer, because laser printers use heat to print, whereas the inkjet uses ink. So the ink will run, whereas the laser printer kind of burns an image into the paper itself. If you have an inkjet printer, your ink's going to run and your labels will fade. If you have a laser printer, because it uses heat, they don't fade. And it doesn't matter if they get rained on. That's why I got the waterproof labels, is because we get a lot of rain. Those will still be readable. Like, I've got labels from last summer that were outside all summer that I'm picking up out of my ground that I missed in the fall, and they're still legible. So that's what I'm going to use. I've used a lot of different labeling methods, and so far this is the one I like the most. It's really hard to see in here. I kind of want to hang out with you and do this together, but I don't know where to set you to where you're going to be able to see what I'm doing. So now that I've got all my tomatoes and stuff up potted for my seedling sale, I will go through the varieties, But also, something else I'm wanting to do is there are a few of these things that will be planted out soon. So I'm going to get those into the yard, hardening off, and then I'm going to better sort my tomatoes. But in the meantime, let's just go through the varieties. Gunmetal Gray. We have Mary's Niagara Ground Cherry. More Gunmetal Gray. I have Gargamel. That one's Gargamel. Let's see what else we have. Black Beauty. Dragon's Eye. Some more Gunmetal Gray and Black Beauties. Alright, we have Pink Jazz. Those are all Pink Jazz. Prairie Fire. This was one of our favorites from last summer. They are so good. Sergeant Pepper's tomato. Let's see. Sergeant Pepper's tomato. Painted Lady. And some of these are starting to show variegation. Dark Galaxy, Woolly Kate Yellow. Can you see those? They've kind of got like a fuzzy leaf. Then down here we have Dancing with Smurfs. Another Woolly Kate, another Woolly Kate Yellow there. The Ananas Noir, or the Black Pineapple. More Dancing with Smurfs. And yep, that looks like all the types. So the next order of business is I'm just going to start taking out plants that can honestly stay outside until I'm ready to plant them, get them hardening off. They've been outside already this season, so it's not the first time they've been out there, but it'll probably be the final time because I'll slowly start planting them. My goal is to move those out and then get these tomatoes that are spread on the floor and get them a little more organized so I have walking room. And as you can see, I got the main things out of the middle of the floor so that way I can at least walk through. These things are staying out because I've still got some things to pot up, and this is my little potting up station. This little tub right there I bought specifically so I could put water in it and bottom water things while I'm out here. Certain things get real dry, and if they get overly dry, I like to bottom water them and make sure that they get good and moist. And I just moved the tomatoes under there. And this right here is a bucket of water I keep out here just to help with humidity. When the sun hits it, it evaporates a bit. It's not perfect, but it does help, especially on warm sunny days. On days where it's not very sunny, it really doesn't do much. But if I run out of water in my watering jugs, I can take those cups and kind of give things a spritz. Okay guys, I guess I'm going to end this here. You helped me pot up my tomatoes over a couple of days, and you helped me get my greenhouse cleaned up in the aftermath and just get things a little more situated so I could fit more stuff. I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.